Don't trust your eyes. Why did Neville Goddard say 3D reality is old dust? The key to instant manifestation. Friend of the universe. Have you ever looked at your life and felt stuck in the same loop? Bills show up again. The same problems pop up again. People still act the way they used to. And somehow, even though you've prayed, meditated, and manifested with discipline, the reality in front of your eyes stays stubborn. As if the universe isn't listening. But what if I told you everything you're seeing is actually already dead? Yes, dead. Neville Goddard calls the world you see old dust. When I first heard that phrase, I didn't believe it right away either. But the more I understood his teaching, the clearer one thing became. The reality you see with your eyes is not a living world, but an archive of your past. 3D reality is just a reflection of old beliefs that are already outdated. It's like a film projector that keeps playing yesterday's scenes on the screen of time. Meanwhile, the director inside you has already written a new script. Think about it, friend of the universe. How often do we torture ourselves by replaying what has already passed? We look at an empty account and say, I'm lacking. We look in the mirror and say, I haven't changed. But everything we're seeing isn't today's truth. It's only the echo of yesterday's thoughts. That's how old dust steals our power. It tricks our eyes into believing the old still rules. The deeper truth is that your consciousness is what's alive, not the world out there. Neville said, do not trust the sight of your eyes. What is seen is only the result of past imagination. Imagine today you're watching the movie of your own life. Everything you're seeing is just a rerun. Meanwhile, inside your heart, a new story is waiting to be projected onto the world's screen. This is why many people fail to manifest a new life. Not because they're incapable, but because they still honor the old dust. They still feed energy to a reality that should be buried. Neville calls this the modern human's fatal mistake. Trusting the eyes too much and forgetting the power of consciousness. We forget the physical world doesn't create anything. It only mirrors what we have already assumed to be true within. And here's the great promise of Neville Goddard's teaching we'll explore tonight. If you can stop believing the old dust, if you can learn to ignore it calmly, manifestation won't come tomorrow. It will come today. Because when you stop giving energy to the old, you clear the way for the new to appear instantly. Friend of the universe, in this video, we're going to dive into the deepest meaning of a simple yet revolutionary line. Don't trust your eyes. We'll see how Neville teaches the art of ignoring. Not passive surrender, but shifting consciousness into the new reality until the old world loses its grip. So before we go further, remember this line well. Today's problems are just the results of yesterday's assumptions. And here's the good news. You can erase them anytime. Don't let yesterday's issues steal your tomorrow. Starting tonight, you'll learn how to remove the power of 3D reality and return to being the creator from within your own consciousness. Old dust, friend of the universe, let's go a little deeper now. What did Neville actually mean when he called this world old dust? Neville said, 3D reality is just the past on delay. What you see today, your body, your finances, your relationships, are all results of thoughts and feelings you planted before. Imagine you planted a mango seed last month. Today the tree grows and you say, wow, this is reality. But what's growing isn't the result of today's action. It's the result of the seed you planted weeks, months, or even years ago. That's how reality works. Whatever you see now is just the fruit of past states of consciousness. It's not alive, it's finished. It no longer has the power to create. It's only the mirror of your past. That's why Neville calls it old dust. Because this world is like dust sticking to the window of your awareness. Residue from old thoughts, old emotions, old fears that you still treat as truth. Here's the fatal mistake most people make. We keep feeding the old dust. We keep complaining about lack, staring at bills, obsessing over problems, and without realizing it, we extend the life of a reality that should already be dead. Neville once said, people treat their old world as if it's still alive, but it's only the product of yesterday's imagination. It's like someone who keeps reading yesterday's newspaper and hoping the headlines will change. Or someone who stares at an old photo and feels disappointed because the face in it won't smile. But the photo can't smile. The newspaper can't rewrite itself. They're already finished. Only one thing is alive: your present consciousness. And this is where the big secret begins. The moment you stop believing the old dust, you start taking back your power as the creator of reality. Friend of the universe, the world never created you. You created the world. Everything you experience is the result of assumptions you once brought to life in imagination. So if you want to change reality today, don't fight the old world. Ignore it. Don't feed it energy. The more you try to fix old dust, the longer you stay trapped in it. Remember this: the old reality isn't your enemy. It's only a mirror reflecting your past. Your job now is not to fix the mirror, but to change the face of consciousness looking into it. So how do we stop feeding the old dust? How do we move from a dead world into the living world inside our imagination? Neville calls the key deliberate ignoring. A simple yet powerful practice that can cut the cord between you and the past in moments. Let's break it down step by step. How did Neville train his awareness to truly not believe his own eyes? 3 steps of radical ignoring. Friend of the universe. Imagine you're standing at the edge of 2 worlds. One world is the old one, a world full of worry, bills, heartbreak, and fear. The other is the world you want. Calm, abundant, free, and full of love. Both already exist. But which world you live in is not decided by your eyes. It's decided by your consciousness to move from the old world to the new. Neville taught 3 simple but radical steps. These steps aren't just mental tricks. They're ways of being, a way to live from the new state of consciousness, not from the old eyes staring at old dust. Step 1. Change your inner conversation. Neville said, "You are what you silently say to yourself." Every time you face the old reality, unpaid bills, a low balance, a relationship that isn't improving, don't argue with it. Don't say, "But I tried." Don't negotiate your fear with a world that's already over. Instead, shift your inner conversation gently and firmly. "I don't live there anymore." Say it in your heart with a calm, certain tone. "That is the result of my old state. I've moved into a new reality." You're not denying reality. You're relocating the center of your awareness. You're telling the universe, "I no longer believe in old dust." The moment you stop arguing with 3D, you stop feeding energy to the past. You break the chain that ties you to repeating patterns. Step 2. Use your senses in the new reality. Neville emphasized one thing. If you want to create a new reality, it has to feel more real than the old one. Enter SATS, the state akin to sleep, where the mind softens and imagination comes alive. There, feel your new life as if it already happened. Don't just picture it, experience it. Touch that reality. Feel your hand holding something new. Maybe the keys to your dream home, or a newspaper with your name in the success column. Smell the scent of your new space. Hear the laughter of people who love you. Soak in the peace that wraps your chest. Let your body settle there, as if that new world is already your natural home. The more you train your senses in this new reality, the faster the old dust loses power. Because your awareness no longer feeds the old illusion. You are living in an inner world more real than the world of sight. Step 3. Practice indifference. The state of indifference. This is the hardest and most magical stage. Neville called it the state of indifference, a calm inner place where you no longer react to the old world's appearances. Once you plant a new assumption, you don't need to force it to work. You only need to remain calm. When you live in the new reality, everything outside is just an echo of the past. If you still see a big bill, smile softly and say within, "Ah, that's just the result of my old state." It will pass. No more fear, no more worry, because you know 3D is only a replay. You're not watching your future. You're watching the end of an old film. Indifference doesn't mean rejecting the world. It means asserting that you no longer bow to it. You now bow only to your consciousness, to the inner world you create. This is how manifestation becomes instant. Not because miracles fall from the sky, but because you stopped believing in old dust, stopped fighting the past, and started living from the future you already built within. Pay attention to this, friend of the universe. The universe doesn't wait for time to change. It only waits for you to stop believing in what's old. Do these 3 steps with full awareness. Shift your inner talk, enliven the new reality with your senses, and be indifferent to the old. And your reality will start to turn like the wind changing direction. What used to be heavy feels light. What used to be closed opens, because the outer world is only a mirror. When your inner mirror changes, the universe follows. Friend of the universe. Earlier we spoke about something that sounded impossible. That the world you see, the 3D world, is only old dust. Now, after diving into Neville's teaching, you understand something deeper. Your life is not the product of the external world. It is the product of the consciousness you maintain within. Today's reality is only the echo of yesterday's state. It is not your enemy, not your fate, not proof of your failure. It is only a mirror reflecting an old version of you that's already finished. Neville said, "Nothing comes from outside to change your life. Everything you experience is your own projection." That's the key. The key to instant manifestation isn't about how hard you grind, but how quickly you can ignore the old dust. The faster you stop reacting to 3D, the faster your new world takes over. Physical reality never waited for time. It waits for conviction. Imagine that starting today, you truly stop trusting your eyes. You stop judging your life by what's visible and start judging it by what feels true within. Then the outer world has no choice but to follow, because the universe is only the echo of an inner self that already believes. So if you want a new life today, not by forcing, but by cutting off the old belief, say in your heart, "I no longer believe in dust. I live in a new reality." Train yourself not to fear the shadows of the past. Remember this, friend of the universe. Your eyes are loving tricksters. They only show what you believe, not what's ultimately real. The truest truth always lives in your calm awareness. So tonight, when you close your eyes, imagine your world already changed. Not because you prayed anxiously, but because you know the change already happened within. When dawn comes, you won't see the same world. You'll see a new reflection of your new self. Friend of the universe. If tonight you're truly ready to release the old dust, ready to stop trusting a world that only fools the eyes, write in the comments, "I live in a new reality." When you write it, you're not typing words on a screen. You're affirming a new reality in your own consciousness. Thank you for listening with an open heart. See you in the next episode of Secrets of the Universe. Stay aware, stay present, and remember, the outside world is only the shadow of the light within you. Welcome to your new reality, friend of the universe. Want to unlock even more? Tap the link in our bio to access the Abundant Wealth Code sound frequency, designed to elevate your potential and align you with a life of purpose, prosperity, and peace. If this message resonates, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your presence and support matters more than you know, and together, we rise.